Hi, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I've just been busy and decided I would do this again. I got a bunch of new products and I wanted to test and see how they worked out, and I was bored and wanted to play around. So if you want to see how everything turns out and if I like the products, then just keep watching. So I'm going to take this Pearl Essence 24 karat gold peptide infusion. It's an illuminating face serum. Sorry, my face. There we go. I got this at TJ Maxx and I think it was only a couple dollars. Let's see. So right off the bat, it looks, I don't know if you can see, but it looks pretty thick. I'm just gonna rub it on my face. If I look down, that's because my mirror's right there. So, just like with any face serum, it feels good. I mean, I can't really tell anything based off of one application. Sorry. It's a tiny bit, you could see, it's tacky, which is good because then your makeup's gonna last really well throughout the day. I tend to use a couple different primers. My face is kind of combo, so throughout here, like my nose and my forehead, the Maybelline Master Prime primer base. It's the hydrate and smooth one. I've used this a couple times. It's just white. I don't know if I love this. I feel like a little bit is good. I find it kind of, if I use too much, it's kind of greasy on the skin. And then my makeup ends up breaking up throughout the day. But I kind of just go all around. And then for my other one for my pores, because I've found my pores have gotten pretty big. And I heard somebody talking about this. I believe it's likely makeup. She was raving about this, and I tried it, and I absolutely love it. It's the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complex Primer. It's the smoothing one, focusing. It's the smoothing, rosehip, and argan oil pore perfecting. This stuff is freaking amazing. I find as soon as I put this on, and I normally just focus it on the side of my nose and on the front of my cheeks. I sometimes put it on my chin, depending, and I put a little right here. But this just like smooths my pores. And it makes my makeup last all day. I kind of want to go for like an maybe like a fall look. I got a couple products that I want to test. So I also got this. It's the NARS Illuminator. It's the Copacabana. I also picked this up at Marshall's. Marshall's is having really good makeup. You just kind of gotta dig. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of pinky. But I think it just looks, I've used this once already. I don't know if you could see. It's kind of just pinky, but I like to focus it right here. And I like to let this just sit on the skin and kind of melt into my skin while I'm doing the rest of my face, because I tend to do my eyes first usually, so that way if I do get fallout I could just wipe it away without disturbing my base. It just also depends on the mood that I'm in. If I feel like just doing my base and having no eye makeup, then yeah. But all right, so let's move on to eyes. This is what I'm really excited for. I got two different ones. I got the Stylist Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in La Deuce. It's that one. Let's see. This color looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but it looks like a greeny gold. It just reminds me of fall. So maybe we'll play with both of these. And I also got the Haus Laboratories in Legend. I was watching Nicole Concilio and she was testing these out. And this one just kind of stuck out to me. It's the gold one. And it just looked so pretty. I'll swatch this one. I'll swatch the other one too. This one is kind of watery, but you can build it up to be more opaque. I'll show you both of them. Oh, this one's so pretty. So that's the Haus Laboratory one, that's Legend, and then that is La Deuce. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they're both stunning, and I can't wait to play. So, all right, so I think I'll use this palette to kind of build up my crease a little. So many people didn't like this palette. I love it so far. I have had no problems with it. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. It's probably one of my favorites. I love the colors in here. It's kind of dirty. I got foundation on it, but this is probably one of my favorites. These two, Cube and Electric, are my two favorite out of the palette. I love those kind of pigments. So my eyes are already primed with concealer. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, just a big one. I got this off Amazon. It's a no name, but it works pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Dawn, which is a light, like tan, beigey color. And I'm just gonna run it in my crease. You might not be able to see it on me. I like to start light and then I'll build it up, but I just use this big fluffy brush to kind of get it down, smoke it out a little bit, and then I'll go in with a smaller brush that's also kind of fluffy, and I'll kind of just get it more precise where I want it in the crease. I'm not really sure the look on my eyes that I'm going for. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. but I know I want to do a fall look. So I'm going back in that color Dawn. I kind of tap off the excess. And I have hooded eyes, kind of. So I kind of like to bring it a little bit more above the crease. And I like to bring it out past my brow and kind of just blow it out. I find that looks pretty on my eyes, and it kind of just makes them a little bigger and longer. But you obviously can do however you want, however you like to do your makeup. Okay. Yeah, you can't really see it, but I just kind of wanted to get that crease color, because I find once you put a lighter color that kind of matches your skin tone down first, it's easier to blend the darker colors on top. So I'm just gonna take the brush that came in the palette. I find it works perfectly fine. And sorry, I'm just wiping it off. I'm gonna blend another color in the crease. So I'm gonna take, what do I want to take? I'm gonna take a little bit of Roxy right here. It's like a peachy shade. And we're gonna go into the crease on that one and bring it in. You want to focus most of the color out here though, in the outer corner. So just keep building that up. Into the desired liking. And then I normally just drag what's left. Hopefully you could see. Yeah. And sorry if you could hear the wind outside. It's pretty windy today. I'm probably actually gonna take this all on my lid, because I could always cover it up with that shimmer color, and then I'll blow this color out a little bit. Ow, as I poke myself in the eye. It's a pretty color. And it really doesn't have to be perfect right now, because we're gonna continue to blend more colors. So go back with that first brush we used, no products on it, and you're just gonna kind of blend out the edges a little bit. I'm gonna take another brush. This one is by Sonia Kashuk. I got it from Target, obviously. It's kind of dirty, don't mind the brush, but I'm going to take this just because it fits perfect, like right here. And I'm going to darken up the edge a little bit and the outer corner, I'm sorry, with a little bit of fudge, dark brown. I might take a little bit of All-Star too, which is a deep maroon. It's really pretty. But I'm just going to focus fudge right here. And this color is pretty dang pigmented. I barely tapped it in and take a little bit of more, or a little more of that. And just right there. Looks crazy right now, but it'll look pretty when it's done. The light kind of washes it out, but I'm going to go back into Roxy and kind of just blend and make it look nice because I lost some of that color with fudge. And I don't want that, so. And if you feel like you bring it up too high under the brow bone, you can take a powder that's close to your skin tone as well, just like a regular face powder or like a translucent powder, which I'm probably going to do, and just blend it so that it kind of brings it back down, but it makes everything blend together. So it doesn't look like there's a harsh line. So I'm going to do that if I can find a powder, or I'll probably just end up taking this Dawn shade again. It's pretty light. And just right here. Or I'm going to take this actually. This is one of my loose face powders. It's the Coty Airspun. I do like this. There is a strong scent to it, so yeah, there's a strong scent. So if you don't like scents, you're probably not going to like this. I've recently just tried, which I'm going to use today, the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I really like that. I got that in my influencer box. Because I find with the Coty Airspun, when I use it to set under my eyes after my concealer, it darkens my under eyes, which I'm not really sure why, but that's not the look I'm going for. So that's where we're at now. I'm still going to play around with it after I put on the Stila. I'm going to do my other eye though, and kind of match it up the best that I can. And then we'll try out the Stila. What is that one? The Shimmer and Glow. And I'm going to take the Stila. I don't know if I should just put it directly on my eye. I'll take a little brush too that I normally use to like cut my crease and put shimmers on. It's just a little like concealer flat brush like that. I find it easier to kind of just get the color where I want it. But I'm going to take it, I think, start off taking it directly from the applicator. And how do I want to do this? Color is absolutely stunning. Take a little on my brush and I don't know if you can see that, but it's so pretty. So we're gonna go on the other eye. Now, I heard with these, if you layer it too much on top of each other, they'll start to crack and kind of peel off. So I don't want that to happen, but I kind of just put a little on. I wiped a little off on the side before I put it, excuse me, on my eye. But now I'm just trying to blend it in with the eyeshadow. I might take a little bit of the house, the Lady Gaga one, and kind of just put it in the center of my eye and kind of make this pop a little more. I wonder if this would just, I might have to try it. By itself just be pretty on the lid with nothing, no other colors really mixed with it. Let's see how this looks. Just kind of, oh yeah, that just kind of, oh, that's so pretty together. This one kind of just makes it pop a little more because the Stila one is a little bit more green gold, and this one's like a true gold. But I think that looks Kind of just blend it together. That looks really pretty. I'm happy with that. Not sure how these two wear throughout the day. Like, I don't know how long they last if they flake. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna stop with the eyes for now. We're gonna move on to my face, the rest of my face. So I'm gonna take my foundation, which this isn't a like complete first impression of the foundation because I've used it a couple times and I'm still kind of like figuring out if I like it or not. I don't dislike it, I could say that, but I'm not in love with it. It's the Revolution Makeup Revolution London Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I love the Conceal and Define, I believe is, yeah, the Conceal and Define Concealer. This I love. I used to, before I switched to this one, use Tarte Shape Tape, and I loved that one, but I found that it started to make my under eyes really dry. This just makes everything under my eyes flawless, doesn't crease on me, doesn't make my under eye dry at all. I love that stuff. And it's a lot cheaper than the Tarte, obviously. So this, with the matching concealer, like, my skin looks beautiful. But I found that the couple times I have worn it, I've been doing stuff and like sweating and my makeup has broken off. Obviously, that's going to happen. But I find that it's not a super long lasting foundation. My absolute favorite foundation and is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. I'm in 202. I love this stuff. Raw Beauty Kristi turned me on to that, and it's fantastic. I'm F3 in the Revolution foundation. I tried the F1 and the F2, and they were just way too light. They totally washed me out. I like to go up a half to a full shade darker than what I am. I just blend it down my neck. My skin is all nice. Everything's kind of sat and sunk in. It has a big, I'm sure you've all seen this because it's not new, but it has a big doe foot, which I like, yes, but I find that pumps are a little better. This isn't the most hygienic way of putting on your makeup, but it is what it is. It just goes on me, nobody else. And just bounce. Like you can see already, I have redness on my cheeks. I don't have the most perfect skin. I mean, it's not horrible or bad by any means, but I do have a lot of redness around my nose. And you could just see this, like, even without the illuminator that I put on my cheeks, it gives a really pretty glow. But it also evens out your skin tone really nice. So I just take it down, go on to the other side. I mean, you could still see stuff, like if you get really close, you could still see stuff. Almost dropped that. That scared me. Peeking through my skin. Like, I have this little freckle. You could see my little mole by my lip. Like, it's not super full coverage, and I'm pretty sure you could build it up. I mean, I could try it right now and actually see if it gets cakey or doesn't work well for my skin. I've only ever done one layer, but let's try and build it up and see how this works. Let's finish though. Let's do my forehead first. Got it in my hair. Perfect. Okay. I feel like you can also mix this foundation with other ones, kind of give it a different like finish, because I feel like this one, usually I always set my foundations, but I feel like this one dries really nice. It kind of feels like it dries almost powdery, so you don't have to set it if you don't like setting your makeup, but force of habit, let's try building it up just a little bit. I always set my makeup. That's just something I've always done, because I find it could just be the way I apply or the makeup itself, but it transfers and that's not good. So apply a little more. It doesn't look like it did much adding. I mean, it's still really beautiful on the skin. And I believe this foundation is like $7 or $8 if I'm not mistaken. Or is it? Could be a little more. And you get a lot of it. How much? Does it say what comes? So it's 0.8 fluid ounces. I mean, it seems like you get a lot. I think a standard size foundation is is it 1 fluid ounce? So that is what my skin, try to zoom in a little bit, is looking like. Okay, moving on to concealer. So like I said, I use the Conceal and Define Concealer. I'm C2. I love this. This stuff is amazing. I just really enjoy it. Eyeshadow always looks so much better once you get your base on. Take a little down the side of my nose. And I'm pretty generous with the amount of concealer I use. I always have been. It's all preference though. You don't have to use as much as me if you don't want to. All right. Pretty. Okay. Next, I'm going to set my face, and we're going to take the Laura Mercier. Everybody knows this. Everybody most people like it. It's the translucent setting powder. This stuff just makes your face so nice. I'm going to take another Sonia Kashuk big fluffy brush, and we're just gonna pat I don't sweep, I don't pull when it comes to my powder because that disrupts the foundation and the concealer and pointless if you mess up and have to do it all over again. And it's a waste of product. So I do rub on my neck because it's just my neck. So okay. Next, I am going to bronze and contour a little bit. So I also got this at Marshall's. It was $12.99, which is good. It's the NARS, what is this? Bronzing Powder Duo in Laguna and Casino. And I was trying not to like this stuff, but I do like it a lot. It's super pretty on the skin. And I'm super fair, as you could tell, and this stuff isn't too orange on me. That's what it looks like. I find it works pretty well on my skin tone, and I dip in both of them. And I just take it, you know, because I do have a rounder face, and this is how I bring out my cheekbones, give my face some more definition, bring it back to life, because my face goes flat with the foundation and concealer, obviously. So just trying to bring some life back into it. So next I'm going to take most of these products that I got at Marshall's, like I said, they have a pretty good makeup section. You just kind of have to dig and look around because a lot of it is touched and messed up and it's just annoying. So I got this Becca Gradient Sunlit Bronzer. I've never heard of this. In Sunset Waves. This stuff is really pretty. It's kind of shimmery. It's not a full matte bronzer, but that's what it looks like. It's a bunch of different colors, but I feel this is kind of like a blush bronzer. Not really highlight, but it's kind of like a blush topper. It's really pretty. Looks really pretty. So I'm just going to take a small, this doesn't have a name on it, just a little fluffy brush. I'm kind of swirl it and tap, but I'm going to swirl it most in all the colors and just tap it on the cheek and bring it back. I'm going to start about here where I would with blush. It's really beautiful. And I'm going to take it all over the face. You could kind of, I feel like, possibly use this as a blush topper because it is kind of highlighty. I mean, it's obviously not a highlighter, but I feel like this color would be really pretty on deeper skin tones than me. Like I said, I'm fair, and a lot of stuff is pretty dark for me. But I like to play around and see if I can make it work. So I'm going to just kind of blend that out a little bit on the cheek. I don't think I'm going to use blush today just because I feel like this on me looks like a bronzy blush. But I am going to use highlight, and I'm going to use two different ones. We kind of, I mean, you could kind of still see where we set down the NARS Copacabana. But I have another Becca product. It is a highlighter. It's Opal. The shade is Opal. But it came in a 2-pack. The liquid highlighter, this is really beautiful. I've played with this. I was afraid this was gonna be too dark for my skin tone because I did swatch it and I felt like, I mean, it is, oh God, it's stunning, but I was a little nervous that it was going to be a little too dark for my skin tone, but it actually works really well. It just gives the most beautiful glow on the face. And I also recently got this. It's the ColourPop Villains Cruella Super Shock Highlighter. This is pretty, but there's a lot of glitter in it, and I wasn't expecting that. Oops, I dropped it. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, the color is really, really pretty, but I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that. Kind of. It's like a goldy white highlight. So I put this down first, and I used this brush, Real Techniques setting brush, but I like the shape because it just fits perfect on my cheekbone. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and just put it on kind of lightly. I mean, it is really, really pretty. I just wish there wasn't a lot of glitter in it. So, I mean, even with the light, you can see. You could build it up pretty nicely too. I like to take it down a little bit more towards my cheek. I love glowy cheeks. And then I switched brushes for the Becca highlighter, and I use my MAC 158. It's an angled brush, but I really enjoy how this distributes the product. My eyebrow is bugging me because it doesn't fill in right there. It's annoying. Looks like I got a bald spot in my brow. And then I just put this right on top. And don't worry, it's going to look a little crazy. Look at that, though. That's beautiful. I take it above my brow. Oh, sorry, as I was saying, it's gonna look a little much right now, but I will blend everything into the skin so it doesn't look like you just got a stripe. I did forget to run the rest of that. I took a little bit of my bronzer, and I like to run it down my nose. I like the look of like blush or bronzer on the nose. Just kind of gives the middle of my face a little bit of dimension. Okay. Done with that. So before I move on to mascara and before I move on to my lips, I take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water. So it's a prep, a set, and a refresh. You could use this before your makeup, after your makeup, and then during the day to refresh. That's what it looks like. It's kind of small. I believe this was $5. I like it. It smells really good. It smells like you're at the beach and you put tanning lotion on. I just wish it was a little... I am just dropping everything today. I wish it was a little bigger. I'm not gonna lie. So I take my sponge and literally, while my face is still damp, I blend everything in. So that way it just looks cohesive. There's no... Hold on, please. I'm back. I had to pick up my sponge. Like I was saying, it just makes everything blend into the skin nicely. That highlighter is so beautiful. I cannot get over it. Let's go back to the eyes before I get to the lips. So I'm going to go back into my Subculture palette. I'm going to take that little blendy brush and I'm going to dip into... You know what? Let me take the bigger brush first because I'm going to dip into Dawn. That was the first color that I used. So I can kind of just set a color down because I'm going to bring this under my eye. Okay. Now I'm going to take that little brush and I'm going to dip into Roxy first. I'm going to kind of do what we did on the top and just blow out this lower lid. Let's do mascara, if I can find it. Here it is. Okay, so I also received this in my Influencer box. I've been using this for a while. It's the Pretty Vulgar Faux Reals Black Swan. I think that's the color name. Mascara. Just looks like this. It's the little sample size. Super cute packaging. I like this. I don't love it. Not my favorite. I enjoy They're Real by Benefit, I believe. That I find makes my lashes super pretty. I find this one kind of clumps my lashes a little bit. Sorry for the face, I can't help it. Okay, there's that. Looks really pretty. I'm debating if I want to add a little more glitter on the eyes. I mean, they do look super shimmery and glittery, but I kind of want to put a little bit of electric just in the center, which I think I'm going to do because why not? Oh yeah, that just... on to lips. Our eyes, they're not crazy. You know what? Before, I have one more thing I want to do. I'm going to take this brush again that I used to put on the liquid, and I'm going to go into Cube, which is the light. I mean, it has reflex of pink, but it's super pretty as an inner corner highlight. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah. Yep, that's pretty. Okay. Now we're going to move on to lips. So I got 2 new lipsticks and 2 new lip liners from ColourPop. I got Hello Stranger and Appy, which a berry and a nude. I don't know why this is not focusing, but it's making me mad. And then the lip liners are the same colors to go with, but Alaire and BFF. I'll show you them outside of the package. But I feel like the berry color is going to be a little too much, so maybe I'll use that in a different one. So which one was that one? This one is BFF. It's just a nude. Super pretty. Alaire, I believe is how you say this one. If I can get it out. There we go. Okay. Really pretty berry. I feel like, I don't know, is it going to be too much with the eye? I guess I can try both of them on. Let's do that. So I'll do Appy first. Well, BFF lip liner. I can't even see. I'm sorry. Let's lower you a little bit. And so I've had lip liners from ColourPop before, and I feel like they've changed. Obviously, they've changed the packaging because it feels longer. I'm assuming it's just a sharpened one. I'm hoping, anyway. And it feels a little more creamier. The other pencil, I could be wrong though. I feel like maybe they changed the formula and the packaging. I just feel like it feels different. It's a lot more creamy, glides on. Really nice. Okay, so I love this. This is super cute. It's like a rose gold bullet with little stars, and it says ColourPop. This is my first time trying the actual lipstick. Also on the actual, I got this when I was at work, so it sat in the heat for a little bit and it kind of melted. Don't mind that. But there's little stars. I don't know if you can see on the actual lipstick. So let's now I'm really fair, as I've said, and finding nudes that are actually a nude without looking like concealer is hard. This color is super pretty. I thought it was going to be a lot more, I guess a pinky nude. I don't know. I feel like this is more peach. More peach, maybe brown. It's super pretty though. I have no problem with it. And it looks really pretty with the eye look. I would totally, I put lashes on. Maybe I will put some lashes on just to see how it looks with this whole look. But for like everyday, this I consider an everyday look. A lot of people think it's probably too much. I love makeup, so I love experimenting and going outside of the box sometimes. Doesn't bother me. So let's try the other color. The berry. Okay. So we're going to take El Air, which, just a berry. That's really pretty, and it goes on really nice. Let's try the lipstick. This one is Hello Stranger. Same as the other lipstick, rose gold bullet with the stars. Same stars. Okay. I love this color. It's beautiful. I am doing a couple swipes and passes on my lips just to get the full opaqueness. I find with some like berry colors, they can be a little patchy, and you kind of have to do a couple different swipes just to kind of build up the color. This is even really pretty with the eyes too. Or if you didn't want such a dramatic eye, you could do your base, do your lips, and then just do a black wing liner. I think I'm going to do that too. I'm going to try and see perfect fall look. So that is everything, I believe. Those are my first impression, my first initial thoughts on how the products work and perform. It would mean so much if you can subscribe and comment and hit the thumbs up and just support my channel. This is something I enjoy doing. I love makeup. I love playing around with makeup. I love reviewing things and trying new things and seeing how they work on my skin tone. My coloring, since I'm fair, a lot of stuff, is hard to work with because I'm so fair. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.